Hello, welcome to Pursuit of Perfect System. My name's Terry Ellis. I'm an audio reviewer and a Dirac Live Calibrator. 8K, 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 8K. If you've been keeping up with the CES 2019 coverage, you'll know 8K's everywhere out in Las Vegas. 8K OLED TVs, 8K TVs from Samsung, QLED or whatever copy they want to use for that technology, and 8K's everywhere. But we're not interested in the 8K in Vegas. We're not interested in the 8K for TVs. We're interested in the Pursuit of Perfect System 8K. We've now gone over 8,000 subscribers for the channel. I think it's something like 8,060 something the last time I checked. I'm really proud of that fact, because I literally started from nothing and I worked my absolute butt off to get the channel to where it is now, and I'm really proud of that fact, and I'm really grateful as well, and I really appreciate all the support, everybody watching the videos, everybody that leaves loads of comments and gets involved and makes the channel more like a community. So thank you to everybody, and make sure you tell all your friends and bring them to the channel as well, so we get 10, 20, 30 and then a million after that subscribers. Right then, so the purpose of this video, little introduction video for the products that I've got in next for review and the things that's going to go on around it. It's a little bit different and it's a little bit interesting. Now, if you can see this hi-fi jewellery that's hanging around my neck, this is a bit special. This is a Tellurium Q Statement power cable. Now, I've been using this as part of my review system for about 3 months. If you remember back, maybe, well, if you remember back, maybe I've been using this for 6 months. If you remember back in the summer last year, Tellurium Q came here and they spent a day here and they demoed lots of different cables, and we went up the range, went up to the Statement and back down again. And I had Luxman kit here at the time, and the Luxman kit being powered from this power cable sounded so good that it just had to stay here. So this has been a permanent fixture in the system, and this power cable has powered every single amplifier that's been in for review since then. So if you think back recently, we had the Lima Acoustics Mighty Mouse amplifier kicking out some serious pressure and kicking out some serious control over several pairs of speakers. Maybe this had a helping hand in it. Also recently, the Macintosh MC275, I had people telling me that it's no good as an amplifier, it doesn't control speakers, it doesn't control bass is flabby. Well, I didn't get any of that. It controlled speakers here absolutely flawlessly. It was being powered via this. Maybe this has something to do with it. Now, the reason why I say it's jewellery is because A, it's a bit special for sound quality wise, and B, it costs about £4,700. So that's probably about the same as Mr. T. All that gold that used to hang on his neck is probably about what he spent. I know gold's worth an absolute fortune now, so maybe it's worth more. So this is a bit special, and I wouldn't part with this for, well, you'd have to prize it away from my dead hands. It's as simple as that. But why is that important? Why am I even bringing that up? It's not to show off, I promise. It's because, if you can see in front of me, there are some other power cables from Tellurium Q, and that's really interesting for me, because besides a Statement power cable, I've not tried any other power cables from Tellurium Q. And what happened just before Christmas, they announced that they've now got a full range of power cables in their Silver family. And why is that important? Well, Tellurium Q has 3 families of sound. The Statement is a family all on its own. It's a range all on its own, because it's got a performance level all on its own. But below the Statement, you have the blue, you have the black, and you have the silver, which you're possibly familiar with if you follow the channel. Now, what's great about that is that means that all the cables that are sold within the blue range, all the cables that are sold within the black range, and all the cables in the silver range are going to have a very similar sonic signature. It's just as you go up the range, you get more. So I think that's really important, because it helps people know what they're going to get, what they're going to buy, what they might want to buy next, what they might want to try next, or if the system sounds a certain way, they might want to try a certain type of cable to balance, rebalance, get more out of. And now the blue family, they're warm cables. I made a video with that recently and demonstrated that they are warm cables, and I really liked them. That was with the ultra blue speaker cables. I really liked them. That was definitely a warmer sound. I've spent lots of time with the black, just awarded the black 2 speaker cables best analog cable of the year, because for the money, that's just seriously good speaker cable. But my favourite is silver. I've spent time with the Silver 2, Silver Diamond, and I really love both cables. But as I say, I haven't spent any time with the power cables. What I've got here, as I say, I've got Tellurium Q Silver power cable, the Ultra Silver, which is one up, and then we've got the Silver Diamonds. That's the full range. So we've got the Silver power cable, £1,200, the Ultra Silver, about £1,600, and the Silver Diamond, about £2,200. So they're expensive, premium power cables. I know some people are going to be sitting at home, why would you spend that sort of money on a power cable? And I kind of get it, because not even in the signal path, are they? It's not like a speaker cable, it's in the signal path, an analog cable that's in the signal path. They're not even in the signal path. And how can the last meter of electric, you know, how can the last meter of cable for power make a difference when electricity is coming from 20 miles away and stuff? Well, there's loads and loads and loads of theories as to why. You can buy into them or not. Personally, I don't really care about theories. All I care about is performance. And if I plug one of these power cables or any power cable into a piece of kit and it sounds better, and it justifies the cost of that cable, then I'll buy it and I'll keep it in the system, because for me that's more important. All I care about is performance. All I care about is how it sounds. I don't really care about anything else. It doesn't really bother me. And I know people say you should blind test things, you should blind test things. Well, great, you do a blind test. As soon as you take your blindfold off, you look at the system, you've got the bias is back. So I don't care about that. If I have bias, plug a power cable in, listen to the system, sounds wonderful, take it out, sounds worse, plug it back in, sounds wonderful. I don't care if that's bias, personally, because every time I look at the system, as long as the bias is there, as long as I hear that same performance, every single time I listen to the system, I don't care. And if I take that cable out and it sounds worse, every single time I listen to it, it sounds worse, there's no way on God's earth I'm going to want to listen to that system. I'm going to want to listen to it at its best. So to me, plug the power cable back in, pay the money, and you're a happier audiophile as a result. That's just me, and that's just how I look at it. But that's not how Pursuit of Perfect System does things. We don't do that. We do full-on testing. We do full-on recordings so that you can hear the differences for yourself within reason. So that's exactly my plan. My plan is I need to put some hours on these power cables. I can't really tell you too much about them because I don't know anything about them myself. They look really well made. We've got Furatech plugs. We've got Furatech IECs. On the Silver, the connectors, the plugs, and the IECs, the gold versions. And on the Ultra Silver, on the Silver Diamond, they're the rhodium versions. That's all I can tell you. And the price. Because Tellurium Q keep everything very, very close to their chest. Even to people like me, they don't tell me anything. And trust me, I ask, and I do try and get it out of them, and they just laugh at me. So the plan is to put these power cables in my review system in places that I would say are kind of non-critical. Everything matters, every power cable matters, but they're in non-critical places, just so I can put hours and hours and hours on them before I do any critical listening and critical A/B testing demonstrations for you guys. They're going to go in on 3 different linear power supplies that are powering our music PC. Different components in there, and the great thing about that is that they are on all the time, so there's current going through. It's not massively high current, but there'll be current and power going through these power cables constantly, and I'm hoping to leave them in there for a couple of weeks before I pull them out and do testing. So I'm bringing this up now because the videos you see, I probably won't be doing it with this kit that you can see here, but I will be doing it in the future. And I just want you to know from here on out, you know, the power cables that I normally use are coming out, the XLO and the Tellurium Q Silvers up the range are all going in. So as you listen to song demonstrations, as I talk about the system's performance, these will be in there. So to me that's really, really interesting. But that's not all I've got that's interesting to talk about. I've got this here. I don't know if you can see it. If I hold it up, I'm not straining to lift it up. This thing weighs 3.5 kilos, which is the lightest one of these I've ever held. Now that is, I wonder if you can guess. I wonder how many of you think that might be a headphone amplifier because of the size of it. Nope. That is a full-blown HiFi system amplifier, and a tube one. And this is kind of the opposite. It's like a polar opposite to normal tube amplifiers that you will see. This is by a company, Blue Aura, and it's their V40 stereo integrated amplifier. Now it's a 30 watt per channel valve based amplifier which has toroidal transformers as its power source. 2 of them you can see here in their I forget what these are called, whatever they're called. More than that, it's got a built-in DAC and it's got built-in Bluetooth connections, so it is kind of like a hub, if that makes sense, for a whole system. And the great thing about it, it looks really, really lovely, styled really lovely, feels actually really well made considering the cost, which I'll go through in a second. And I think what Blue Aura, and if you go on their website, which will be linked obviously down below, you'll see the products that they sell. I think they're trying to bridge a gap between lifestyle, convenience, classic and quality. I think they're trying to bridge the gap, and I think most importantly, affordable. Now the V40 is their second most expensive amplifier. Get ready for this, grit your teeth, big price coming. This is £469, which is a real surprise because normally as soon as it's a HiFi product, it's at least in the thousands, isn't it? So this is a £469 tube amplifier, Class AB, designed with a DAC and Bluetooth connection. That's 3.5 kilograms in weight. It's really, really small, that you can put literally anywhere, but it still looks really nice, and it's still got that classic appeal because of the tubes. They say it's got a warm sound as well because of the tubes, which is great. So this product's here in for review. Now I want to hold my hands up and apologise to Blue Aura because they actually sent me this quite a few months ago. It's taken me quite a long time to kind of get things together to be able to review this. And what actually happened, I saw Blue Aura at the Festival of Sound Hi-Fi show, I think it was July last year. I filmed in their room that they had, but the music they'd used, it was basically in breach of copyright for YouTube, and I couldn't use the music at all. So it was either put a video up and no sound, or put no video up, and obviously I couldn't put a video up and no sound. So I contacted the guys after and said, look, I'm really, really sorry, the video I've made for you, I can't put it on because of the copyright situation. They said, Terry, don't worry, we'll send you one of our amplifiers, you review it, you spend some time with it, and we'll be more than happy with that. So here it is, and I'm really, really sorry guys, it's taken me so long. And I want to thank you. They actually sent me through a Blue Aura, kind of like a diary thing with a pen. So that is a form of bribery. And if anyone is watching, I do accept bribery. Big loads of cash, big suitcase full of cash guarantees you a great review. A diary, as really lovely as it is, that's no guarantee of anything. So a big bucket of cash, that definitely guarantees a good review. So anyway, moving on. To pair this up, it was important to try and pair this amplifier up with the right sort of speakers, I felt. To try and give the Blue Aura V40 a chance to shine, but also give it a good test. Recently I was at Nintronics and I was talking to the guys. It's like I really want to listen to some Revel speakers, because I've kind of seen them at shows and I've heard them a little bit here and there, but spent no time with them. And I know Revel, obviously being part of the Harman group and now part of the Samsung group, it's like really interested to try these speakers. Wonder if there's any kind of JBL, kind of the heritage JBL stuff, the Dr. Floyd tool design work that was done for JBL for years. Wonder if there's any of that that goes into Revel. So, as you can see either side of me, I've got the Revel M105 bookshelf speakers to review as well. Now, what's interesting about these speakers? Well, you go on the Revel website, it tells you they're from their Performer 3 range, it tells you they've got a 5.5-inch bass driver, 1-inch tweeter, they've got an 86 decibel sensitivity, power rating up to about 120 watts, and that's about it. They don't really go into too much more detail. They're not trying to pitch you that they've got this technology or that design. They're not trying to pitch you on any of that. It pretty much just says good quality bits, good quality design, good quality speakers. And when you go on the awards section, they seem to have won loads and loads and loads of awards back in maybe 2014, 2015 when the speakers were released. So the Revel M105s, let's take a look at them. Nice speakers, Really nice speakers. The white and black finish is going to look particularly nice in this room. And obviously they're on top of our Atacama Apollo Cyclone 6 speaker stands that we've been using now for about the last year as our reference speaker stands, which are about £100. Don't forget they're filled with Atacama Atabytes, so there's absolutely no resonance in that central column. And I made a video for that about 6 months ago, going through that process. So it's going to be really, really exciting times. I've got this really nice amplifier from Blue Aura, really interesting product to try out, new speakers to try out, and for me, more exciting is the power cables to try. Right, that's all to come. It's exciting stuff, isn't it? Exciting times. I know some of you at home are really, really excited to what's coming, as am I. So there's loads of interesting stuff. I've got other products lined up already for following that. I've got shows lined up following that. And that's before we even get into February and March. So it's really, really exciting times. Things are going great for Pursuit of Perfect System. I'm working as hard as I can. I couldn't work any harder. Literally every single day, hours and hours and hours, every single day I work on this. So yeah, really happy to be well over 8,000 subs. That's great. That's really, really great. I'm really proud of that fact, and I can't thank you guys enough. Please keep supporting me. Please keep sharing the videos and spreading the word, because the bigger I get, the more kit I get in, more interesting it becomes for you. Because I know everyone out there's got different interest levels for different bits of kit. So the more time I have to do it and the more kit comes to me, the more relevant what I do is for you as an individual. So again, thank you very much. I'm really humbled by it. I know I kind of kid and joke, and a lot of what I say is kind of pumped up a little bit for effect, but I genuinely am humbled, and I genuinely am really, really appreciative of everybody that's been supporting me. I know some of you have been supporting me since day dot, so you know, especially to you guys. So thanks very much to Nintronics for loaning these speakers. Thanks very much to Blue Aura for being very patient with me, sending me their V40 amplifier. Thank you very, very much to Tellurium Q for sending me these brand new power cables to test out. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.